What's up, collectors and Transformers enthusiasts? Today we'll finally be taking a look at Transformers Studio Series 8604 Hot Rod. Taking a really quick look at the packaging, you can see a nice Transformers Red logo on the side, Studio Series 86, a nice image of him, as well as a nice display of the figure itself, and this is one of my favorite scenes of the entire movie, iconic indeed. On the side of the packaging, we got that same image with Studio Series 86 on the top, and on the back of the packaging, we got the casual robot mode and vehicle mode, as well as the 29 steps that you need to transform as a guy, and the background. And on the other side, we got that same image with a bigger scale and the 86 on the very top, and on the top of the packaging we got the Transformers the movie logo. But this is pretty much it for the packaging. So with all that said, without further ado, let's get into it. And here we have Transformers Studio Series 8604 Hot Rod in hand and out of the packaging, and oh my god, this guy is insane. Super accurate to his 1986 Transformers the movie representation, starting on with the paintwork and the sculpted in detail so you guys can appreciate more of the figure itself. You can see that on my particular copy. I'm happy to announce that I have no paint drips whatsoever on the head sculpt, and as you can see, giving you 360 degrees so you guys can appreciate that. So you can see no paint drips whatsoever, and it's just, this guy is just close to flawless. I only had one con on the entire figure. As you can see, moving on to the chest, he's rocking that Autobot logo on red, and you can see those flames on the chest. And I love how the chest is super accurate as well, because on the other versions of Hot Rod that we had always the chest is just plain flat, and this time around they managed to get it right this time. As you can see, moving on to the arms, you can see that sculpted in detail that he has some nice red and some nice orange. As you can see on the side, no pinches whatsoever, and just I'm just so happy. And it's pretty much the same on the other side. Moving on to the midsection, as you can see, some more sculpted in detail and no pinches whatsoever, as well as in the legs. As you can see, that sculpted in detail. It's just so good, so accurate. As you can see, giving you side to side so you guys can appreciate. And even from the back, this guy looks good. As you can see, he has a mini backpack, but just it's a tiny little bit, and just I don't mind it, because as you can see, it kind of looks flat, and just it hides really well, and it's just so good. I love the jello that he has here. And for my only con is the panels that are painted jello that are not supposed to be painted. For example, this is not supposed to be jello right here, and down there you're gonna see on the vehicle mode that some sections of the jello just ruins it, and pops really just too much. As you can see, this section right here and this section right here. But that's just a tiny little bit of con. As you can see, when you look at a figure like this, that it looks almost like a masterpiece, it's just, you cannot complain for that. But that's my only tiny little bit con. But for the paint drips, I had no paint drips whatsoever on the entire figure. And as you can see, he looks super accurate. And for the items or equipment that he brings two weapons. One of them is this one, so you can see some nice sculpted in detail, and it's made on this red and painted silver toward the whole weapon. So you can see, giving you a 360 degrees so you guys can appreciate that. And he has another one, but this one is completely different. So you can see the sculpted in detail is completely different, not the same at all, but it's painted on this nice silver. So as you can see, giving you a side to side so you guys can see the differences between both of the blasters, and giving you a 360 degrees so you guys can appreciate more of the detail that they have. As you can see, super different, not the same at all. And indeed, he had those two blasters on the movie, and I just appreciate the detail that they included, because they didn't have to. They could have just made the same weapon, copy and paste it, but they didn't. They went the extra mile and sculpted in a new weapon for him, the other one that he has towards the whole movie. But this is pretty much it for the weapons. He also brings his little saw blade weapon, and as you can see, it has some nice sculpted in detail as well. And that same sculpted in detail is on the other side. But it's really cool because you can take Hot Rod and you can come here and you can basically unpack this section, right? And you want to allow this section to take it out, right, like that. And then you want to rotate this section, and that reveals a peg port there, and then you can proceed to close this section and put everything like it was. Basically you're switching hands, and that's gonna allow you to come here and peg the chainsaw. But as you can see, super nice, and again super accurate as well. And you can come here and do the same, but in this one it has his little wielding torch. As you can see, you can come here and switch hands for the wielding torch and come here and proceed to put everything like it was before. And there you go, you have the wielding torch and the chainsaw, and again, super accurate because he used both of them on the movie. This one to fix Cup, and this one, to fight the little monster thingamajig, the octopus. And just mind-blowing. He is technically a deluxe class, but with the items that he brings, it's just it makes up for the price. And for the other items that he brings some effects. As you can see, he brings 2 of these and 1 of these. This one you will see for what it is on a moment. So let's focus on these 2. As you can see, it's like a flaming thingamajig, and you can peg them on vehicle mode and on robot mode, and they look awesome. As you can see, it's made of this reflective blue, and this one, it's pretty much the same thing. Both of them are the same thing. They're both reflective blue, and they just look so real and so cool. But technically for this, you can let me come here and unpack this so you guys can see how he looks with one of them. Let me come here and switch for the hands and put everything like it was. And you can come here, right, and you can peg it on these exhaust thingamajigs, and you can have that there, and again, he did that on the movie as well, on the beginning, where he's with the human, and he sees the Decepticons on the Autobot ship, and he said, Decepticons, and he starts shooting with the exhausts. But again, super accurate indeed. I'm blown away by the amount of accuracy that this guy has. And last but not least, he brings the matrix of leadership. Of course, he's supposed to be the next Prime. It looks so good, and that effect that I told you can come here and put them here, and it looks so good. You can recreate that iconic scene when he takes the matrix of leaderships, and he opens it on the insides of Unicron, and it's just mind-blowing indeed, just super accurate. But that's pretty much it for the items that he brings. And if you're interested, this is how the background looks on him, and it's just again super accurate. This is the inside of Unicron, and he's about to open the mixtures of leadership to become Optimus Prime, and it's mind-blowing. This is just, if not the best background that we had in my opinion for 86. I'm kind of biased because it's my favorite scene of all time, and it's my favorite movie, so it's just, oh my god, I'm so happy to own this guy. As you can see, it just looks good, and just what can I say, man? 10 out of 10. This guy brings so much stuff that I completely forgot to mention, that you can kind of open his his head sculpt and reveal his eye visors. As you can see, you can come here and rotate that part and close it again, and it's just, oh my god, man, it's super accurate indeed. As you can see, this is how he looks on a close scale. As you can see, super accurate indeed, giving you a side to side so you guys can see, in 360 degrees, so you guys can appreciate from, every angle how accurate this guy looks. It just blows my mind. But moving on, for the articulation, his head can move up and down, side to side. The joint is a little stiff. You can technically do a 360 degrees there. The arms can extend about that far, and it can extend about that far and about that far, and you can technically do a 360 degrees there. And when you do it, the backpack is gonna block you just a little bit. It has a hinge here, so you got more than a 90-degree angle there, so that's really nice. His hand is on a swivel, and you can technically move his fingers out and in, so that's very nicely. My only con with this section is that it has like a ratchet joint there, and it limits your options because it's either this or fully in, because of the ratchet joint. Because you can see, if I put it, it just moves straight down, so that's kind of like a con. And when you extend this, that technically hits the face coat. But that's minor cons. It has a weight swivel. The legs can extend about that far and about that far due to this section crashing there, so not a lot of movement towards the back. But that's all right. The splits, he can do it really well, as you can see. 10 out of 10. And it has a hinge, a double hinge there. So you got the first one that is about that far, and then with the double hinge, you can extend really nice, articulation there. You can, pull out some nice, poses with this. It's super nice. And you have a swivel here, on the upper section of the legs. And he has some ankle articulations. You can see not much, but just a little, so you guys can extend and do some crazy articulation poses with this guy. And now for size and scale, so you guys can see how he looks next to other Autobots. Here we have Optimus Prime, so you guys can see how he looks next to him. And here we have Jazz, so you guys can see how they scale next to one another. And as you can see, they look so good next to one another. As you can see, he is technically a Voyager class, but as you can see, he's a little Voyager class, because as you can see, Optimus Prime just towers over him. And this one is a later class, almost a Voyager, and this one is a Voyager, almost deluxe. So the deluxe, Voyager, and later class are irrelevant now. As you can see, they just scale well with each other, and that's the only thing that matters. But as you can see, that's how he looks. Now moving on, taking them away. Here is Blurr, so you guys can see how he looks next to Hot Rod. And as you can see, this is Springer here, so you guys can see how they look next to one another. And this is technically the new cast. And moving on and putting RC, so you guys can see how they all look. In my opinion, they look just so good next to one another. They just it looks like they just jump out of the screen into my desk. As you can see, that's just so good and so nice. I'm missing Cup and Ultra Magnus, but as soon as I get them, I'm for sure gonna compare all of them. But as you can see, this is pretty much it for the scale and size. Moving on with the transformation. Transformation is actually pretty finicky, but after 1 or 2 tries, you're gonna get it done. So first, you want to come here and unpack this section and fold the feet like so, and remove and take outside the wheel and peg it in. There's a peg right there. You want to secure this section like that. So do the same on the other side. Come here and remove the wheel and fold the feet out and secure the wheel like so, and leave that be. You want to come here and rotate this section and forget about this, and then you want to come here and remove the backpack, rotate it around and forget about that part, and come here, and then you want to come here and fold this section right here, right? And that's gonna allow your clearance to take this piece right here and rotate it 180 degrees like so, and that's gonna allow you clearance for the head. So go ahead and hide the head like so. And what you want to do now is to come here and peg those 2 ports there and put it there like so. That's gonna secure this whole part so it doesn't come out of place. And now that you got some clearance, you want to come here and fold the feet like so and rotate the wheel around. Do the same on the other side. Come here, pull this out. You want to pull the leg outwards so you got some clearance like so, and then rotate it, and just basically you're hugging the leg with a wheel, and then leave that be. This does not peg anywhere. What secures it is this section right here, and you want to come here and secure it like so. Peg it in like that. You want to peg this like that and this like that, because it has 2 pegs, one looking to the left and one to the right, and it has 2 more here. And you want to come here and kind of swivel this section so it stays kind of flush, it doesn't pops out too much. And then when you got that section on place, you want to come here and rotate this section like that. But before you want to do that, you want to come here, and this section you want to rotate it and put it on the hands. It's the same on this side. Rotate this and put it on the hands. When you have that done, that's allowing you to fully rotate the section. And there's a peg there. Focus on that one. That is crucial. If you don't do it right, you can break this. So peg that one first, and when you peg that one first, that is going to allow you to peg the rest, connect the exhausts like so, and do the same on the other side. Rotate this section, focus on the middle peg, and peg that there. And then when you peg the middle one, you can focus on the rest, and you can put the exhaust together and stuff like so. And then when you have all that on place, and wait, what you're unpegging, man? Come on, man. So when you got each section pegged in and everything is flush and everything, last but not least, you want to come here and fold this section and, you know, take those two little things and peg it in, one to the left and one to the right. And when you have that all done, the last thing you want to do is peg this section right here. And this is pretty much it for the whole transformation. There you have it. This is Hot Rod fully transformed into his awesome looking vehicle mode. And for the vehicle mode, I really love how every component comes together to form this awesome looking vehicle mode. And as you can see, that same accuracy that he had on robot mode translate really well. And just I love it. I love the rims, I love the exhaust, the way it looks so aggressive and so aggro. It gives it that awesome look that he had on the movie. It's just I love it. For the front, you can see that same Autobot logo that he had on robot mode now translate really well to the front of the vehicle mode. And as you can see, I love the front and aggressive look that he has. You can see the engine there, and you can see the front lights, really nice indeed. Moving on to the side, you can see the exhausts on the side, just like in the movie, and you can see that, you know, the rims are painted silver, and you know, I love it. Moving on to the back is unfortunately that he has no panels to you know, kind of cover his legs. You can kind of see the, you know, the joints there, but that's a little unfortunate. When you see it, you know, from the top, you cannot you know, see it, but if you look, you know, from the back, you can obviously see it. You know, this same side has that same accuracy, no pinches whatsoever on the vehicle mode. And just on the top, you can see that translucent plastic looks so good on that blue. And it's just, I love the spoiler. And you know, for my only con on the entire figure, it's this section right here. This yellow right here just throws me off because it just pops right out. I really would have liked that this was I don't know, like orange or maybe just red, so it, you know, blends in just a little bit better, and it doesn't pop that much. Because as you can see, it's I don't know, man, I just cannot, once you see it, you cannot unsee it. It's this section should not be yellow. Go watch it on the movie. This section was just red. But again, that's my only con on the entire figure. But moving on for the comparison, so you guys can see how he looks next to other Autobots on vehicle mode. Here we have Optimus Prime, so you guys can see how he's scaled next to him. In my opinion, he scales really nicely, and they look so good together. And it's just, I love the scale. As you can see, obviously Optimus Prime is bigger, he's a little class, and if you take the trailer off, like all the rest, he looks ridiculous. But when the trailer on, he looks so good. And as you can see, I just love the scale. But throwing a couple of Autobots here so you guys can see how he scales next to other Autobots. You can see here we got Ironhide and Bumblebee, so you guys can see how he scales and how he looks next to other of them. And as you can see, Bumblebee obviously is a smaller deluxe, and you know, this one is a bigger one. So that's how they look, you know, next to one another. And you know, taking them out so you guys can see how he looks next to Jazz. Here's how he looks next to Jazz, and it's just, again, my opinion, super nice. The scale is really well. And again, Jazz is a deluxe and he's a Voyager, so you see that technically, you know, he's a deluxe on a, you know, on a box of Voyager. But giving you a comparison between the 386 figures that I have, you know, just the deluxe ones, so you can see they look so good together, and just, I cannot wait to have them all. Now the only figure that I don't have is Grimlock. The rest I already have. Cup is on the way, and Scourge is already here. But when Cup gets here, I'm for sure gonna compare every single deluxe with Cup. And just, as you can see, they just look so good together. But this is pretty much it for the comparison. Moving on for the transformation back to robot mode, it's easy. You know, once you transform it once, it becomes easier as you go. But basically, you're gonna undo whatever you just did. And first, I like to start with the front. Come here and remove that like so, and that's gonna allow you clearance to remove these two little pieces right here. Basically, it's the whole transformation button reverse. So come here and pull that there, fold this up, and then pull this downward. Do the same on the other side and unpack that, and that's gonna allow you to come here and unpack this section. Moving to the left and to the right, because again, the pegs are one to the left and one to the right. So when you have everything unpegged, that's gonna allow you clearance to take the backpack out of the way and rotate it and leave that be. And then you want to come here and proceed to the bottom section. You want to come here and unpeg this section and kind of, you know, unfold everything like so. Unfold the feet like that, and then you want to come here and unpeg this section right here and rotate it and, you know, hide it down here like so. Do the same on this side. Come here and move it here so you know, you have some clearance to rotate this section, and then fold it outwards like that. take the feet out, and then, you know, come to the back, unpack the wheel, and, you know, hide it fully like that. When you have everything like that, then you want to proceed to give a 180-degree angle here. You know, you want to rotate it like so, and then come here, and you want to come here and take the head out, and that is going to allow clearance to come here to this section first and whatnot. You want to rotate it, and when you rotate it, that's going to allow you to come here and fully hide it like so, like that, and then pull the head on place like so, and peg it in like that. And, you know, last but not least, what you want to do is to remove the two pieces and rotate it like so. Same on this side like that. And that's pretty much it for the whole transformation. There you have it. This is, you know, Hot Rod back into his awesome looking robot mode. And with all that being said, this is pretty much it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave me a like. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm, and it helps my videos get out there in a while. So if you get anything, any value out of my content, please subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. But this is pretty much it for Transformers Studio Series 8604 Hot Rod.